Guys, what's going on? It's 96 Sonov here, and if you're new, please subscribe. So, topic of today is the 720, and I've got some really good news for you guys. As you guys might have heard, Microsoft have been escalating. A lot of negativity has arisen, and here's the thing: they've now come out of the dark, and they've said and mentioned some stuff, and they've quote, they've said, "Always online DRM was never even a thought." Now, personally, I think that's bullshit, but thank God that finally the dreaded always online DRM will not be in my system. I'm really grateful, I'm really happy now, and I'm more hyped up, and that's really good. So, a couple other things. The 720, this is a rumor by the way, Microsoft haven't stated anything about this, but the 720 is said to be 100% backwards compatible with emulating 360 games, which is really good because I don't have to sell my 360 games. I can sell my console, keep my games, play them on the next gen console. Yes, that's good. So basically it's going to have something like a 360 on a chip, which sounds quite good. And here's some more news. The 720 will use Windows 8 dashboard. It won't have the Windows 8 desktop where you can like use the start and you have like the taskbar at the bottom and stuff. It's not gonna have that, but it's gonna have the Windows 8 dashboard, meaning if you guys already are familiar with the Microsoft dashboard, just turn it over to Windows 8 and that's what it will be basically. And Windows 8 runs really smoothly, and it's quite a good operating system, I think, and I'm really want to see what they're going to do with the Windows 8 and 720. Hopefully they do put Windows 8 on to V720. If they don't, I still think it'll be fine. Some news about Kinect 2.0. Kinect 2.0 will now have no latency lag, according to some Durango leakers. I played the original Kinect at my friend's house. I didn't see any latency lag. I have seen some people really angry on the internet saying and describing in detail how they put their hand up and Kinect recognized their hand going up 10 seconds later, and I think that's ridiculous. But hopefully they have fixed Kinect 2.0. I'm not a big fan of motion controls in general, but there's always hopes. The 720 controller, the controller that I will use and what everyone else will use to play their games, it will look exactly the same as the 360. And in all sense, I'm fine with that. I think the 360 controller is really good. I couldn't find one defect. There was no defect. People were saying that the D-pad sucks and that, the triggers are crap. And the triggers were amazing. I think the triggers are by far the best triggers on the 360. The D-pad, I never had any problems with it. I barely used the D-pad anyway. Except for like grenade launcher. I play FPS games a lot, so... and RPG games. I don't really play games like... I don't know, I can't really think of a game that requires the D-pad only. But I didn't find any problems with the D-pad on the 360. Here's some other news. Meanwhile, Xbox TV, that will be coming out. I'm not too sure what they're doing with that, but the Xbox TV will not play 720 games. Hopefully it does. I couldn't give a shit more because I'm not going to buy Xbox TV. Like most people, I will buy the Xbox 720 console, like the biggest, best model they have, like with the biggest hard drive and the most extras and all the shit. Hopefully they just make a basic 720 model with like a terabyte hard drive and a controller and no Kinect, because I do not want Kinect to be bundled with my system. I couldn't see why I would want Kinect to be bundled with my system, but yeah, the Xbox TV will not be able to play 720 games, as it can play 360 games, and it needs a subscription to work. Oh wow, Microsoft. Well, the good news is that on the 720 that I am going to buy, well, there's going to be two versions, definitely, of it. Like there always is. I guess they're going to come, PS4s, there are going to be two versions. When the Wii U came out, there was two free versions. There was like the deluxe version and the other cheap version. I guess the cheap and deluxe version are basically the same, but from the Xbox stand, the point I'm looking at this from, there will be two different versions that will be completely different. A bit like the Xbox Elite 120GB hard drive and the Xbox Arcade. You guys must remember those consoles. Well, yeah, the Xbox Arcade was terrible, ridiculous. You couldn't play a game, you couldn't download anything. reason why you couldn't play a game, because I have about 50 games, and if I save data from all of those games, update them, I won't get past 5 games because there's only like 500 megabits of 200 megabits of storage, which is ridiculous. So that's all of the news for the 720. I hope you guys have enjoyed this commentary. Please subscribe. And yeah, peace out, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this, because I did put a lot of effort into researching what I was talking about. So peace out.